ultimate keep away, projectile, defensive character.
Okay.
He is just a master of projectiles.
Of his special moves, how many of them are projectile zoning moves?
All but one.
Okay, very good.
And the other one arguably uses his own body as a projectile.
Okay,
So
there
we go.
Could be 5 out of 5.
Now the thing is, Floyd Lawton does not miss, ever. He's the world's greatest sharpshooter, so it's very good to have a bunch of projectile moves if he's him.
Good.
If he's
him.
Steve
nailed it.
Steve using all the words today, and some of them in the wrong order.
Yeah.
All right.
So
let's go ahead. Let's break him down.
I think before we get into special moves, though, let's talk about his normal attacks. Because one thing I love about him is he uses guns so effectively. Even some of his normal attacks have guns. Like his jump 2 is a really good advancing jump attack. This string ends in a gun, and you can actually hold it down. It's 1, 2, and then you can do a quick one to restand them, or you can go the whole way and get a good chunk of damage and a knockdown. His down 1 is a quick little poke. It's actually a shot.
Quick shot.
A little quick shot. And then we can see his forward 3.
Just a heavy kick there.
yeah, his forward 3 does not involve
It is
bullets.
not, no, but it involves his boot.
Right.
And I like his back 3. It has a ton of range.
Nice.
He does not really have high damaging mix-ups, but he does have a low starter.
That's awesome.
It knocks you away. You can get a quick gunshot. Or you can miss the gunshot. And then he has an overhead.
I thought he didn't miss.
Yeah,
well.
It comes back and gets.
Gotcha. Get him later.
He has an overhead, but he does not have a way to combo off this unless he uses a bar meter, and it's unsafe if blocked. So he's kind of a high-risk, low-reward mix-up character. But then you get into his special moves. Thanks for throwing a toilet at me.
Felt it was necessary.
We've always known that if Derek has the controller, he'll just start pushing
This
buttons.
is not a
That's it.
Superman interactable showcase, Derek.
Felt like it was.
So he has a wrist shot, which is an extremely fast projectile. It travels the full screen very, very quickly, and he can meter burn it to do multiple shots. And the cool thing about this move is you can hold forward to advance, or you can hold back to retreat.
Awesome.
So this can be used if you want to, let's say you're up close and you want to get away. You can retreat, or you can use it up close, advance forward, and then do short little combos using advance forward. Then he has Bullet Barrage, which is instead of being a single shot, it's slower, but it's multiple shots.
He's got to turn around and splash.
Right.
Like that, right.
This one's flashing. And then the meter burn is a pretty decent chunk of damage.
It's a barrage.
It's a barrage.
Barrage
It's
bullets.
literally a barrage.
Fancy.
Now, if the wrist cannons aren't enough, he has a high-powered rifle on his back,
Why have it if you're not going to use it?
Right.
which is actually a low shot. And then you meter burn it, and this is one of my favorite moves.
So a good chunky piece of damage to be able to do that.
Now, the great thing about meter burn rifle is how good it is to keep the opponent away. So if they're already away, it's good. Now, let's say they're about here, and the opponent is blocking. Can you block?
I can try.
I've never seen him do it.
No, I guess not.
You literally. All right. Please hold down. Okay.
Steve, yeah, stop.
The opponent actually gets pushed away pretty far. So if you want to use a bar meter and make sure your opponent's not going to be close, you know, this is a move you can use to push them away. And then you can go back to using your faster zoning attacks. So then to really showcase his aim, he has Trick Shot, which is a shot that you can control. You can do a close one, a far one, and it's an anti-air. He can use it as a mix-up tool. He can use it as a keep-out tool. He can use it preventatively. You know, let's say the opponent's jumping in a lot. You can use it here.
Oh.
And then the meter burn one is very good. The meter burn one's great for as combo filler, and just totally, you can't jump when this is up. Like this part of the screen is totally blocked off.
He kind of creates a wall. With
A
his
wall,
bullets.
yeah. So then his one special move that's a melee attack is his Assassin Knee, which is an advancing, safe on block, special move.
Toilet.
He also has a toilet. He can meter burn it to get good damage and to knock you down for wake-up setups. Throw.
People love throws.
People love throws. Throws are very cool.
I will say when we have a new character that people are working on their desks, the first thing I ask them is the throw ready?
Yeah, the same here. Same
Because
here.
for me, the throw is the thing that like really it kind of sets off their personality.
Yes.
Like, the throw to me is the thesis statement of how the character is.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's also one of the first things I'll ask a designer.
Right.
Ooh, the throw. So Deadshot's pretty simple. You basically, your game plan's going to be shooting them more, and then shooting them again.
Right.
What happens if shooting them doesn't work?
Then you do
Shooting some more?
4-2 into shooting, and then they go away and you do more shooting.
Okay.
So he's definitely going to appeal if you're the kind of player that wants to stay back, keep them out, frustrate the opponent, make them make mistakes, and then punish them for the mistakes.
Now, when people get in on him, he can be in some significant issues.
Yeah, he's not helpless up close. Like I said, he does have the back one and the 4-2 mix-ups.
But it's
he
certainly
does
not
have,
where you want to be.
Right, it's not. He does have a good sweep, but it's not where Deadshot excels.
Right.
And you know he does have some decent combo damage in the corner, so he's not helpless, but it's not his ideal position.
Like if you're someone who likes to do like super huge swaggerific combos,
He's probably not going to be your favorite character.
right?
But if you just want to stay back and just kind of zone people out,
Yeah,
he's
he's
your guy.
definitely going to be your character.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about his character power.
Character power. Let's do
He
it.
has 3 different ammo types that you can load. First, he has incendiary bullets, and these will actually do extra damage, catch the opponent on fire, and do dot damage. So you can see, normally, you know, these only do just a little bit. They're mostly just a fast move to keep the opponent out. Once he gets this on, it's just real damage.
Sure. So
Second
it even
one-
enhances his distance
Right.
game.
Yes, and this works on even the normal attacks. We'll do this. We'll get this effect. So then you can see he has explosive rounds, which turn blue, and these actually knock the opponent back. So a move that previously just staggers them and gives you a little bit of breathing room will now actually knock the opponent down. And you can see it gives you a lot of time.
These duckable.
Yeah, these are all high. And this is just the wrist cannon moves. This is not the rifle move. And then the last one is poison rounds, which turns green. And this will actually drain the opponent's super meter. So check out Superman's super meter. You can see he's actually losing a pretty good amount of meter. I just took 1.5 bars from him.
I would be so mad. Like, man.
So the idea here is, you know, Deadshot's not the best character up close. And if you're afraid of a character, for example, Superman, who does a ton of damage using his Ice Breath move, you can remove the ability for him to do the high damaging combos by keeping him away with the poison round.
Right.
And the cool thing is, once you start loading ammo, you'll see the bars draining. You can actually switch back and forth.
You can
So
cycle through the ammo
You can
types.
cycle it through the ammo types. You're not just stuck with one. So you can use poison bullets, take a little bit of meter, then go to the explosive bullets. Now the opponent can't use, for example, his meter burn Superman punch to get in, and you can go to zoning him.
So there's some definite some mind games you can
Yeah,
play with
there's
those
some
bullets.
exactly.
Now, I think you might have mentioned it. I don't know if everybody heard. That's only wrist bullets, right?
Correct. It's only wrist cannon moves.
So these do not you can't add these to your rifle.
Correct.
Gotcha. Cool.
All right.
Let's do a super, huh?
All right. I like this. I like the startup.
Overhead.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll be
What,
A-okay.
what I love too is like keep him out, keep him out. I want to use my super. Got to get in.
I forgot he also has an air wrist cannon, so even more air control. So he can really cut off every avenue. The opponent's going to have to commit to a meter burn roll or a dash or an armored special move to try to get in.
But you trap him in the corner and he might be having some issues.
Yeah, exactly.
Or will. Excellent.
So we got a couple loadouts. Show
Let's
some
see some
abilities.
loadouts, huh?
You don't have to change mine. It's okay.
You always change them.
I always do that.
I know.
It's your
That's
thing.
because I'm a professional and I want it to be right.
A professional. Look, it's in the book.
All right. So first off, I really like this gear.
That's good looking.
I like the color. I like the rifle.
I like that his wrist cannons turn into almost like dragon mouths.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so the first thing we gave him is his rocket boost, where he actually uses his rocket launcher on the ground and then jumps forward. Now you can use this to gain distance quickly, and you can actually attack from it. Like, you can do a jump attack and go into a jump
I
attack.
love that.
Steve
Now
and I
you'll
were trying
notice-
some really fun combos with it yesterday.
We were. Should we go for it?
I think we should.
You got
Try it.
something?
Well, it took us a while, so we'll see. No! Come on, Steve.
Keep in mind, Steve is using the controller now, not me. This is Steve. How many times will it take Steve to do this combo?
Forever. All right, one more try.
Okay.
You have 3 tries. 3 tries.
3 tries?
3 tries.
No.
That's a 1.
That counts. That counts.
Would you count that if I did it?
Yeah, absolutely.
If I whiffed a
If
punch
you
in the middle.
just did the boost, we'd count it.
Yeah, it's true. We would.
Fair. Fair.
But I think there was a part before the actual wave 3 that we were doing last time. Right?
Well, we're not showing that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Right. You're right.
And you'll notice one of the fun things about the movie is Deadshot actually takes a little bit of damage for using it.
I did not notice that.
Which means, by the time the game comes out, till the end of this year, someone will accidentally kill themselves in tournament with Deadshot. That has to happen, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I want, like, if somebody's playing online against somebody with gear moves,
Yeah.
I want to see that video.
Yes.
And it will be placed atop. It will probably pin that at the top of the Injustice game.
Yeah, I want to see
a stat that we track.
Yeah, I will die from that.
So this is a cool move to use if you want to cover more distance. Let's say you're fighting Dr. Fate, and his projectiles are just as good as yours, and you're like, man, I really wish I had a way to get in close really quickly. There you go.
There it is.
So then, what if I told you he had even more air control?
I wouldn't believe you.
You wouldn't
Steve.
believe me?
I would, because you're kind of setting it up.
Well,
obviously.
what if I actually said no, he doesn't?
Well, then I would believe you as well.
That'd be a weird setup.
Air rifle.
Ooh.
Is instead of going straight like this one, it'll go down, and the meter burn one is great.
Oh!
Look how much damage.
The cool thing is I haven't seen some of these yet because you guys set this up while I was gone, and this is super cool.
Yeah.
Like doing the straight rifle into the air rifle to the straight rifle to the air rifle. It's so much
super fun. Yeah. The sound effects are tremendous for these rifles. And we have one more loadout.
He still does it.
I'm doing that to spite you at this point.
Fair enough. Thank you.
And this one's one of my favorites. This is a shout out to our Injustice 1 players.
Okay.
You know, there were a lot of Injustice 1 players that they loved the keep out game. It was one of their favorite
parts.
That's
a good
right?
point. The chat is saying something about damage right now. This is a fully loaded up Deadshot versus Superman.
This is a fully loaded up Deadshot with all epic gear.
Right.
Right. And you did also say that, like, gear in a tournament, the gear, of course, the ability moves aren't used in tournament.
Right, that's right.
So just
okay.
And also, I mean, just for, just say that, hey, this build is not the brand new build.
Yeah, so
there's still things you're going to see. They're going to change and tweak.
Calm down. You're at a 10. You need to be at a 2. Everyone
This is coming from Steve Brown.
Everyone relax. So anyway.
He lives at 9.
Anyway, the final ability we'd like to show is a personal favorite of mine. Low shots.
Just throwing them bullets.
Punching them.
Low shots, dude.
Oh, and my favorite thing about this one as well, his gauntlets are called bullet hoses, right?
Deadshot's bullet hoses. Low shots. So this replaces his low rifle, and you can see it is significantly faster. It's just as fast as the straight one, so the opponent has no choice but to be conditioned to sit there. And this is definitely going to improve his zoning.
So you do a little less damage though.
Yeah, that's right. You will get less damage and less pushback, but the trade-off is this incredible speed of the low shots.
Another trade-off, I would assume, and tell me if I'm right, can you put your character power on these?
Yes, you can.
So now they are character power as well because those are with the
So this will steal a lot of bar. Now, this one is very powerful, but this is one of the two.
Woo! So we've got, for the most part, one of the most powerful moves she has is this amazing drip, right?
Yes.
And so it'll push the players back, and it'll keep her at that distance that she wants to be. What are you gonna say, Steve?
Now, like Aquaman's From the Deep, it will actually track where the opponent is. You're not doing a far one; it's a homing move.
Yeah.
However, the meter burn one also comes out on block. So the opponent, when they block a vine drill, they have to guess: are you doing a second vine drill, or are you just going to do the first vine drill?
No, I do. I get a dash after a block.
Yeah, right. You can then try to get in, but it's a very, very, very powerful homing keep out move.
Yep.
Right. And then another thing she has are these ground roots, right? So if she's just like, yes, come at me, and you do decide to get close to her, she can put out traps in front of her as well. These ground roots are going to do additional damage while standing in them.
So even if the opponent does advance past the vine drill, the root of the problem will be standing in that bed of thorns where they're going to start taking damage.
Right. And then, of course, she has her kiss. And now she can also meter burn her kiss.
And that's a true throw.
And then from there, you can go into party time. Well, we won't go into that quite yet. She also has bark skin, right? So which will actually have her take less damage. So going into that defensive stay away type.
And it's pretty significant.
Right, so you can be like, all right, get back, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out, and then I'm going to sit here and go like this and come at it. That's basically it.
Right.
So a perfect matchup example would be if you're doing this against, say, Dr. Fate, and you have the bark skin on, even if his projectile is beating you and getting out before the drill, she's barely going to take any damage. So he's still, the onus is still on him to come in.
Right. And then she also has the hammer. And from the hammer, you have multiple different attacks that you can do. You can do a low kick, you can do a straight, or an upward one into a straight, and then you can meter burn it and go into multiple hits. So it's just going to do good chip damage if you have somebody in the corner, if you've got them cornered or whatnot, and then you can actually 2-in-1 into it as well.
Now, is she stuck in place during that?
She is.
Yeah.
She is. So you're kind of, once you commit to it, you're going to have to stick.
But here's a great place for it because I'm in the corner.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
And if somebody's trying to wake up, you can just go straight into it and wait for them to wake up as well. And then, probably my favorite part is Nightshade, her little buddy. And so what Nightshade does is it's basically a turret. So even if you get over or behind me, it's going to track you. Oh, go ahead.
And you are not telling her when to attack. She's fully automatic. Poison Ivy is available to just play the game as you please while little Pukey is working, doing her magic.
Well, it's actually Nightshade, but in studio has become Pukey. And so even if you jump anything, Pukey is gonna get you.
Right, and this complements all the special moves you just talked about. So once you have Nightshade out, you can put on your bark skin and begin your drills, and the opponent is virtually in a keep out lockdown.
Now here, let's reset real quick. Now pull out Nightshade.
All right.
So that, but
if you manage to make the correct decision and hit Ivy, Nightshade will go away.
So one hit and Nightshade's gone.
Right.
Nightshade's
So
gone.
if you're doing it at this distance, that's not a great idea.
Right.
Because I'm gonna knock it out right away.
Another thing with Nightshade that's fun is if you watch the meter, right, it's slowly draining. That's basically how long it's going to be around. But right towards the end, you can send it out to do a low attack as well. So
That's what that was.
that's what that was, right. So if you're just sitting and you're letting do his attacks, you can go, okay, she's about done, let me send her out for an attack.
Which I blocked just then.
Which you blocked just then. And then, as we had talked about before, she's got a pretty strong mid-game. And she's got these two plants that are on her shoulders. And I believe that's Chompy and Bitey.
Chompy and Bitey.
Chompy and Bitey.
And that is, I believe, her accessory, yes?
Yes, those are her accessories, so you'll get new different Chompy and Bites, which I guess you could name when you get different ones.
Right.
Whatever. And these actually extend her attacks. So like we were saying before, she really doesn't touch you. It's more of Chompy and Bitey here that do, and they extend her normal attacks.
I also do love her down 2 and her back 3.
Her down
Which,
2.
her down 2, she's not actually attacking you at all, but her back 3.
Right.
So she's calling plants to
Yes.
do her bidding.
She also has a very unique 4-3 that she can actually control the distance of. She can do it long or short. So her 4-3 has an incredible amount of range if she holds forward. That was the short one.
Yep.
Yep.
That's the normal
Number one. And then look at that.
Yes. So, for the most part, she's kind of that stay back character, but if you get in close, she's gonna poke you and try and make that distance.
Can you show her back 2, which in my opinion is kind of her
Sure.
key normal attack? Look at the range of this, and then it goes into this. Or if you are pretty sure it's going to hit, you can do back 2, down 2, and then go into your drill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely her. That's kind of her key neutral game move.
Nope. I'm going into hammer. Okay.
Another cool one, which is a little mix-up string, is back 1, 2, 3, which begins with a very fast low.
And then you just carry them all the way back.
Right. And she also has 3, 1, 3. Very cool looking. The second hit's a low. I love that last hit.
And she does have a good mixture of overheads towards the end of the combos as well.
Right, she's one of those characters where her mix-ups come in the middle of her pressure, not just overhead low, static overhead low. We also haven't shown her throw.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a good one.
Just throwing out those kisses. So
She
yes.
would definitely kiss Swamp Thing.
Steve, do you want to see if you can nail your swaggy combo?
Okay, I'm gonna try.
All right. How many tries are we gonna give Steve?
I'm glad it's not me this time.
Oh, I'm going to 5 for Steve. Nope, so that's 2.
Come on.
Are you expecting? There's only 4 people in the room. We're not going to cheer for you.
Oh,
What are you doing here?
Burke.
Here, Burke. Here, Victor.
Another thing, also with Ivy and Pukey here, right? If you're just gonna stay back, but you want to advance, right? You can actually tech roll and then go into it, right?
And Pukey's going to continue from the other side.
Right.
So Pukey can be a defensive move. If you have the life lead, they're in a lot of trouble. She can just hide behind their bark skin. But like Derek said, if you need to make the comeback, if you're behind, Pukey's the perfect way to cover your advance. And then you can start using her long-range forward 3, her double-hitting jump 2, her forward 2 move's another good advancing move.
One thing I'm excited about, this is kind of like dorky, high-level stuff, but like how we've kind of sort of played with some of the mechanics of our back and forward 3s in this game.
Yes.
Like certain characters have different ways.
Supergirl's is very unique.
Instance, yes. I think that's really cool that she has her own sort of way she uses hers.
Right.
Because it's such just a constant thing in our game. You know, back 3 and forward 3 are very important. Our wall bounces are big, and how they've changed how those work is neat to me.
Super time?
Super time.
I'm excited. This is a good one.
That's so rad.
Feed me.
Even Swami couldn't do anything about that.
Nothing. But yeah, I mean, it's all about keeping your opponent away, doing distance with her, and just drill, right? And if they get close, she can handle it for the most part.
She can handle it. But usually you're going to do a quick combo to send them back, to go back to getting Pukey out and doing your drills.
Right. It's a very definitive gameplay style. It's a very different type of style that she employs.
It's very methodical. You are going to, if the pace is slow, she's winning.
Right. All right, so let's check out what we did with some of her outfits and what other abilities she has.
Gears?
Her gears.
I'm very excited. Let's see what we got here. And you put all this together?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And so naturally, as you'll see, that her accessories
Honestly,
change.
Derek and I, we set these loadouts for the girls yesterday, and we spent probably longer than needed to be
Yeah, absolutely.
making these loadouts.
We'll have HR talk to you.
All right. So as you see, obviously her Chompy and Bitey have changed because that's the accessory piece. And then the different abilities we gave was, one is the Vine Crawl, where she'll actually put her hands to the ground, summon a vine that comes up right in front of her.
And this replaces the drill, and it's a great move because it covers even more space vertically. You can see it goes all the way up. And while this does not track full screen, this is actually better from mid to close range. And then the meter burn one is 2 extra hits and covers a ton of space. This is an ultimate screen control move.
And of course, it's pushing them back again,
Right.
which is all she wants to do.
Yeah.
Right? And then the other one we have is the Thistle Coat. So instead of the bark skin, she now has little thorns, right, that go around her body. And when you do attacks, you're doing more damage. And if she gets hit, she'll do damage to them as well.
So this replaces the bark skin, and it's literally the exact opposite. The bark skin is great if you're playing her boilerplate keep out game. But if it's a matchup where that's not very effective and she has no choice but to get in, but you still want to play her, the Thistle Coat is great because if the opponent's in and they're damaging you, they're getting hurt too.
Right, and near the end of a match that can cause problems.
And you can see like the damage increase with these as well. Like, it's pretty significant. And those are basically the 2 different abilities that we added onto her. And then here we go to loadout number 3.
What we got here? Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, look at that. It's pretty rad. So on this one, she has the Deadly Thorns, where it's actually another projectile. So
and this is a traditional projectile, right?
You can go into this, and also have Pukey out all at the same time.
So this gives her the just prototypical standard fireball that she doesn't normally have. Normally, she's more controlling the ground, so this allows her to control the space in front of her. And the meter burn one is very good. It's multiple hits, good damage, and this really complements her play style, especially against a character who has a good projectile himself, because now she has a fast projectile.
Right. And then the additional one is the Petals of Life. And while she's standing in the area, she's continuously getting health back, right?
And this replaces the thorns that go on the ground.
The ground thorns, right. So if you are doing the stay back and you have low health, but you have all these things protecting you, because that's basically how she is putting all these things out to protect her. You can bring this out, you can meter burn it, and now it's doing even more health.
Can I point out how much I love the animation of the meter burn one?
Oh, that's really cool.
That's perfect.
So,
Was somewhat on the slow side, and a lot of Catwoman players, you know, they had some trouble in some matches. So
I like how you say some Catwoman players. You're talking about yourself.
her forward walk is completely changed and is now significantly faster. So that definitely helps out her mobility, which makes sense because she's a Rushdown character.
You know, instead of saying her, you should say my.
I speak for all Catwomen.
Okay.
okay.
Cool. Cool. That's something I'm sure.
I call our player base the litter.
All right, Steve. Let's. What does she do? What does she do?
So as I said, she's a long-range character, and one of the changes we made too is her forward one, which is a great attack, is now a mid instead of an overhead. So while her mobility is better, her mix-ups are not quite as overpowering as they were before. So this is still a great attack with a lot of range that you can go into a combo, but it's no longer an overhead attack. Instead, she's going to have to use this or her new forward 3.
Ooh.
Yeah, she got a new forward 3. So she can still use that. She can still use her back 1 to open you up. But her forward 1's not going to be a mix-up tool anymore. It's going to be a range tool. She still has her whip trip.
There it is.
She still has her great jump 2.
You just gave away a little surprise.
I did. That was an accident. And, of course, her back 3, which is a low-profiling, long-range back 3 attack.
I would say it's my favorite back 3 to connect.
It is very, very fun.
It's very, it feels good.
She also has some cool mobility options. Her meter burn roll is not a roll. Look at this.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's
giggling
fun.
about everything.
That's fun.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Like this is not fake. I love authenticity. It's one of my favorite things. And Steve, okay, all right.
Stop it.
Steve is very, very excited right now to a point that I haven't seen in a while.
And she has
all right.
She has a new throw as well.
Yeah, she has a new throw, which is really cool.
You know things are going off the rails when Derek's like, guys, come on.
Steve, it's too much.
All right, so, and most of her special attacks are back. Her cat dash is back. However, you'll notice she has to use a bar of meter to combo. Now they just get knocked down, but if you use a bar meter, you get the traditional...
wave 3 and everything else.
Yeah, still get the wave 3. She has her whip attacks, including the anti-air one.
I can't jump. You never put me in the control, so...
That's because all of the interactions...
You're going to start throwing batarangs.
There we go. Sorry. There we go.
All right, she has her cat stance and the 3 options from it, the pounce.
I like how we just show that. Like people didn't think that would actually hit them out of the air.
Right.
There are always
There was
new
questions.
players. There are new players who have not experienced the joys of playing Selena, and they're interested in that. There's at least one person
That's true.
who didn't know about the pounce.
You're right. No, I was talking about the air whip. Air whip.
So now let's up whip.
Just keep going.
That's what to say. So let's talk about her new move. Replacing her old Cat Claws move is the Rising Claws, which is a big anti-air leaping air attack. Now, normally she does not get a combo, but if you meter burn it, it launches, and she pops the opponent up.
It's like Steve spent hours playing this character.
Would you say this is a good wake-up maneuver?
That's the big thing. One of the problems with Catwoman in Part 1 is, other than her character power, she did not have a fully invincible wake-up attack. This Rising Claw is, so that's a great change. That's a perfect example of she feels fresh while, you know, having a lot of her strengths from Part 1.
And let me say, remember we had Mr. Matt Gilmore on the stream a while back from FX. I love the purple claw.
I love the slashing
They look
effect.
so awesome.
Yeah.
So good job to the FX team on that.
So let's go over character power, because there's been a lot of speculation about it. It is back.
Yeah.
She still builds scratches for landing moves, including special moves.
Oh, go ahead.
There's a chance, every time she lands an attack, she has a random chance of getting a scratch. You can see I'm building them there, right?
Yep.
And then she has an auto combo that she does when she has scratches. So I'll build like 2, or 3, and then her character power, she does a combo. And this is a brand new combo. It's very different than the one in Part 1. So it'll have a ton of stuff you can explore. You know, different hit advantage, different damage, different block advantage. And when you have all 5, it's 5 hits.
Ooh, that's fancy.
And let's talk about something too that, I mean, really big, a big quality of life thing we've mentioned before, but in case you haven't seen it, now in our practice mode, you can actually kind of turn on or change what the character power will do, so you can actually train with it on.
Yes.
You don't have to sit there and get all 5 scratches or 2 scratches or 3 scratches. You can turn that on in training and train them.
Before this option, I would have to pick a character, control them to do fireballs so she could evade them, and then get the scratches.
You didn't say that her evade is back, by the way.
Her evade is back, and the low evade. And she still builds a scratch for successfully evade. Another normal attack, I got sidetracked, is her back 2, which is a great, super fast, long-range mid. Look at the range of this. And it leads to a full string. You can either go into a combo or you can do the full string. Very cool looking. Very, very good move. Again, it brings up, she's a long-range melee character. The opponent, she plays her rushdown game from this distance. And that's what makes her so strong.
Yep.
So, there's even more to her character power. She has the ability to meter burn it now and get even more hits and more combos.
Say what? Oh.
Bam.
Do it again.
So this is a great combo winner. A big chunk of damage.
Or if you're not good at combos and you're new to the game, that's
be
a
good
good
at this
combo.
Yeah, it's a great combo. You
Right.
you can just do forward 1 into it and get very respectable damage.
I'll tell you what though, I bet there's a way I could drop that.
I bet there is.
I
would find a way, Steve.
All right, so let's talk about her super move.
That's all with the character power.
Yeah, that's her character power.
Cool.
All right.
Basically, the more she does, the better she does at what she does, which is rushdown, the more scratches she gets, and then when she gets a big combo going, it's her time
To drop a combo.
to drop the combo and to go for the coup de grace.
Coup de grace. Do you have anything? Do you have any swaggerific things in the corner?
I mean, I can do the classic combo.
Let's see the classic.
Throwback. Throwback Thursday.
Yep.
It works. No. Was that it?
There we go.
That was pretty, Steve.
Didn't
do much damage, but it looked amazing.
It did a decent amount.
It did.
All right, so her super attack has a really interesting start. She actually leaps up, does a dive kick. Well, first we'll watch it, then we'll talk about it. And she can actually control how far she travels. She can do a long one, and she can do a short one, and then the medium ones, which I showed. So this is a great super move. This is one of those super moves where if you have all bars and meter, the opponent really has to be careful about. For example, throwing batarangs from this distance.
Nope, wasn't really worried. Uh-oh. Nope.
Well, that missed. But
You get the point.
there's also setups you can do. You can actually go over the opponent, or you can do a short one. You're getting up.
Right.
You can use it as a cross-up, for example.
Gotcha. Can we, the stream is asking if we can go through the transition on the stage.
Can we?
Sure.
Can we do that?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't want to
They
do
have
it
spoken.
if we can't.
They have spoken.
I guess if they want it.
And please do a full combo into it as well.
Ooh.
Sort of that sort of MC Escher-like
Yes.
building in there. It's really cool.
And we are now in the Rock of Eternity.
Nice.
All right.
I think I
so
mentioned this last week. Big props to the lighting, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
This level just
It looks
really
incredible.
Awesome. So I believe you want to send it back the other way.
Yeah, we might as well.
all right, should we do it?
He's not gonna let you.
I can't believe we're doing this.
I don't think we got approval for this.
Yeah, but they wanted it.
They wanted it. The fans want it. We give it.
It's true.
All right, so how about we look at some loadouts?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm
guessing you've picked some cool stuff.
I absolutely love her gear. I
Yeah.
have spent a obscene amount of time in the customizable character menu looking at her gear.
I will say a lot of people. Oh wow. On Twitter, on Reddit, on the forums, they always want the coolest gear, and you looks like you've done some cool stuff.
Yeah,
here.
I love her hood and her customizable whips and her shoulder.
So that's her
belts there.
accessories, her whip.
Yes,
that
that
right?
is. There's many different whip types, including one of my favorites in the next loadout. That's
Okay.
a little surprise. So
Alright.
we have two abilities here. We have Air Cat Dash. It's basically her normal cat dash, but she does it in the air. So her air mobility is also great because you have jump 2, jump 1. Now, if she jumps and the opponent, for example, does a batarang,
No, I should have done the battering.
you should have done the batarang.
No. Oh, that's a headbutt. There we go.
She can go in, and you can
Oh.
meter burn it at any time, just like the regular one. So from full screen, you can go in and meet them, or you can actually go here, close, do the first one, then meter burn it when you see that it hits. So this is just an extra way for her to have even better air mobility than before. And then she has another cool one, which is the low whip, which is a new special move where she hits them low and comes in.
That's sick.
And I absolutely love the meter.
Oh.
That's attitude.
She has a lot of personality.
She does. She's sassy.
Remember the time I beat you twice in a row with Bane? You were Catwoman?
I do remember that. I do remember that.
Have we told that story on stream before?
I feel like we tell it every month, but it's legendary.
Yeah, I beat Steve twice in a row. He got real salty. That's the story.
That was an amazing story.
That's a
Do you
great
want to say
story.
it again?
I'll wait till next week.
Okay, fair enough.
It's definitely the maddest I've ever been about Bane.
I bet it is.
All right.
So this definitely complements her game. If it's an opponent who is very good at keeping her out and walking back, like, say, Aquaman, or even Deadshot we showed earlier, the low whip will keep them on their toes and do really significant damage. They're not going to be able to just walk away. You're not walking away at all.
Oh, sorry, I was too worried about throwing better.
Awesome.
All right, so loadout 3.
And this is one of you that you did some cool stuff here.
I absolutely love her whip here.
My favorite part about this was when we were setting it up, we were going through the colors and the shaders and stuff, and Steve's like, "Does this one look cool?" And I was like, "Yeah, it looks really cool. I can't tell."
I'm actually colorblind.
Oh, I forgot about that.
All right.
Like, does it look like the other one? I was like, "No, not at all, Steve." It was great.
All right, so here I gave her the ability Cat Call, where she summons her cat, and then the cat attacks, and they get opened up for a combo. So this move is incredibly useful. It's a 2-slot move. She can summon the cat, and then she's free to move. So what'll happen is she can summon the cat. Batman now has to block, and then she can go in. So Derek, can you block?
I can try.
And now you're free to do jump ins. You're free to do whip trip. You're free to do 43. Whatever you can think of. This basically tells the opponent, you need to either sit still or you're going to get scratched in the face. And then if you get scratched, you get a combo. And let's be honest, it absolutely looks amazing and is super fun. And the cat meows when she comes out.
So, and then this whip, you're a big fan of this whip?
I'm a big fan of the colored whip. I personally like the neon pink whip. That's my personal, I have what I call Ideal Catwoman, which is my personal loadout. And it has the neon pink whip and claws.
Got you. So tell me, what color does this Catwoman look like to you?
This looks red to me.
Okay, you're close.
Yeah.
I guess close, you're right.
Yeah. So can we trust that he's colorblind?
I don't know if we can.
Okay.
So that's Catwoman. I think fans of that played her in Part 1 would be very, very happy. She's very similar, but with some really fun tweaks that really play into what made her fun to play in Part 1.
She seems like there's like some new life in her. Like,
Yeah.
Feels really, she feels really kind of vibrant. There's a new feel to her. I like
There
it a
is.
lot.
And there's some abilities that we're not showing, including arguably my favorite ability in the
Who, Carl? Who is it?
We need to get Cal. Now!
Earth's defense is irreversibly compromised. Begin the countdown.
Holy...
I am Brainiac. I seek the one you call Superman.
You have no idea what Brainiac can do!
For years, I believed I had destroyed Krypton.
You're afraid of him. How do I beat him?
You can't. Superman's survival is an oversight I must correct. I collect worlds, and then I discard the remnants. I match your strength. You cannot match my intellect.
Allow me to give you a proper demonstration. You have a plan? It's a work in progress.
Earth's time is up.